Hello, beautiful ones. Welcome back to my channel. I am really happy to be with you here again for another week. If you are new to my channel, my name is Leisha, and I have been documenting my personal leveling up journey. I have been working on going from broke beach bum, to be quite frank, to feminine, elegant, and affluent woman. I typically upload a video every Sunday, and I would love to have you subscribe to join me each week on this journey. So today I'm going to be sharing some thoughts with you about a goal of mine that I have, which I want to work on, especially this month, but I think it's going to be a work in process, and that is to be a little bit more unapologetic about what I want in life and just living my life in an unapologetic way, period. And that's something that's important to me because, for one thing, I think that when you start to gain momentum in your level up journey, from what I've experienced, you may find yourself at times feeling like, not only are you stretched out of your comfort zone, but you may start to be a little bit more concerned about how those people from your, previous level of life that you were living, maybe from your past, from where you grew up, your family, it can be any sort of environment socially that you've been in, but you may find yourself feeling like you don't want to freely talk about what you are experiencing in life, what you want out of life anymore. And I know that I kind of come here and I share from my journey without being too deeply personal. So I'm not going to go into too many details about specific things that I'm going to be trying to live more unapologetic about, but as you know, my goals are to become a more elegant and feminine and affluent woman. So you can only imagine the kinds of goals that could fall into those categories, right? I don't want to live in a way that feels like I am being held back, I guess, in what I want to achieve and how I want to live my life. I've come pretty far, I will admit. I'm very proud of my progress over the past couple of years, but I feel like at this point, especially in becoming a mother, you start to have some thoughts of doubt maybe for where you want to go next, for being concerned now that you have other family members, like my daughter, for example, who I'm trying to bring along with me into my new goals. And it can be challenging, I don't want to apologize though for the way that I am choosing to work, and sometimes that might not look the same way that it would for someone else, even if they want the same end result, right? The reason why I want to talk about this is because I think that many of us are challenged by it, but we may not realize it. So I am super grateful. Recently, I have been going through some of Tanya Lee's School of Self-Image coaching, and this has been one of the things that has stuck out to me about the way that she operates and lives her life. And this, I think, is, again, I'm not fully an expert on how to be unapologetic and live that way, but I want to share kind of three reasons why I'm going to be working on this for the rest of the year. So let's go ahead and start with the first thing. This question that I've sort of started to ask myself, which is what I'm about to do showing myself respect? Or is what I'm about to do not showing myself respect? Because I think that, I'll be sharing in a Get Ready With Me video coming up later this month. I think that showing yourself respect is the start of developing these elegant and feminine habits if you are trying to reorient your life and your time accordingly to that. So, I think being unapologetic is one of the ultimate ways to show yourself respect towards the life that you are working on leveling up into. I don't want to apologize to someone for having higher standards, for, kind of being a little concerned, is what I'm doing affecting how they see their life in a negative way? I can't think like that. I have to have a little bit more respect for myself and keep to those standards, even in situations where, maybe I am starting to outgrow certain friendships, or even like my town or area that I live in, and so that's the first thing, is that I think that being a little bit more unapologetic and living that way gives me the ultimate ability to show my self-respect, and all of that, all of those actions that show your self-respect really do add up into living out your own elegant and feminine life. There are so many areas where you can be showing your self-respect or not be showing your self-respect, and showing up with the freedom to be unapologetic about it. So whether it is your bank account that you decide to keep tabs on or not keep tabs on, that's a form of showing your self-respect. Whether it is taking even just 5 minutes to do some sort of small makeup routine, that is showing my self-respect, and that adds up right to the way that I feel about myself throughout the day, through to how even I am able to operate in my day. And you think that's something so small, something so little as like taking the 5 minutes of showing yourself the respect to take care of your appearance. You would think that wouldn't have a great impact, but it can. So don't underestimate the small things that you can do to show your self-respect. I'm certainly learning more about that as a mother now, and how even just putting my baby into her little chair beside me while I do my makeup, while I do my hair, that is such a big way to show my self-respect. And I'm also modeling that self-care for my daughter to watch and grow up with every day. So big lessons learned there for sure. Now, a second thing that I think being unapologetic in my life will help me on my level up journey is that it's going to allow me to express my true self more while leveling up. Now, when I first started this journey 2 years ago, I remember just feeling like I didn't want to be a copy of some of the other sort of elegance gurus out there. I was going through Anna Bay's program at the time. I don't want to be a copy of some of my other ladies that I look up to who are in the elegance and femininity space. I want to be true to myself, and I want to be myself and feel authentic. And hopefully that's something that if you've been here for the full 2 years, you've seen me sort of take on, and I haven't really spoken about it that much, but I think it's so important in a leveling up journey that if you want to be successful, you have to be true to yourself and you have to be yourself. Otherwise, you can start to run into things like imposter syndrome and, just feeling misaligned with what you're doing each day. Like, you're just kind of putting pretty clothes on a body that, you don't even recognize, yourself in. And so that's very important to me, that I'm unapologetically showing up, because that allows me the freedom to be my true self and to come here. And that's why I can talk about things like my postpartum depression issues, or I can share, from time to time, a few more personal things and mistakes that I make along the way. And so, by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, I do share some more personal content there. So please send me a request and a DM letting me know that you are a real person. And I would love to connect with you more in the behind the scenes of my day-to-day life. So the last thing that I wanted to share about why I want to work on living my life more unapologetically is just that, I don't want to set myself up to impress others. I have to be very careful about that in this space. I think leveling up, we are working on living out our life's dreams and desires, but it's so easy, I think, to allow that to become a part of, we might start doing things just to impress others, whether it is impressing the people on the next level up that we want to get to and network with, or it's trying to impress the people that we have sort of outgrown and we want to maybe even be great examples for and inspirations for. That's not the way that I want to be living my life, is solely to impress others. I don't want to live and apologize for what I'm doing, in a way that it influences others' perceptions of me. That can sound contradictory, but it's kind of not. Like, the place that I'm coming from is more about the freedom, again, to live as myself in a way that is, again, authentic and does not take into account, every time I make a decision, what will person over here think? What will a person over here think? You know, it is more about living, again, true to myself and making sure that as I'm leveling up, I stay close to that. Ultimately, to sum up those three things, living more unapologetically is going to mean for me that, you know, I'm not worried about the mom guilt as much. I am really being able to live more in the moment with decisions that I'm making and enjoy life. I want to truly enjoy the journey and make decisions along the way that I know are my true decisions. And that might, of course, mean that I've got to own any of those decisions that turn into mistakes. But ultimately, you know, living unapologetically is just being more true to myself and having the freedom to do that. And so I hope that this has not just been me rambling, and this kind of makes sense about where I want to go and what I want to work on. And I hope that it's evident in some of my future videos and updates and things that, you know, I'm showing you all the ability that I want to work on it to be more unapologetic in my level up journey. So, you know, how I go about that, stay tuned for more videos. I will try my best to break down some of the real life scenarios without getting, again, too deeply personal into things. But you can maybe sort of see some areas where, you know, I've just kind of realized, hey, this is just where I'm at right now on this level. I'm not constantly living the most glamorous life that, you know, we often compare ourselves to, I think, in this journey, maybe on like Instagram or here on YouTube. I am truly going through this as a human, and I am not going to apologize for that at all. So I'm also not going to apologize for the very high standards that I have for myself and the goals that I want to achieve. And this is something that I talk about in therapy a lot. And I can feel free to do that. Like, I don't have to be afraid to share those true thoughts and things that I aspire to. So again, thank you so much for watching. I will be looking forward to sharing more with you upcoming this month, and we will be talking again soon. Have a lovely week. Bye.